Looks like it.
Excellent. Welcome to the Con Crunchin podcast, where we take a bite out of the convention going experience. Today, I am joined by my friend JT Lovecraft, and we are going to be talking about the do's and don'ts. Also, oh God, my speaker started going.
It's me, but past me.
But yeah, we're also going to be talking about what's upcoming for our future events and what's going on in 2025. So, what's up and hello, JT.
Hey man, thanks for having me on. Yeah. Yeah, we're gonna be discussing the latest cons that we're especially gonna be going to. Or well, you're going to some and I'm going to some, but we are going to one together, but we will touch on that. Yeah,
Yeah, that's
what
gonna be
else?
huge.
Yeah.
And hopefully it
It's
comes through. We're just looking at flights and stuff. I think flights are the hardest thing.
dude, flights have been terrible all around the board. I don't care where you live.
Yeah, very expensive. Even the domestic flights usually going in from Detroit. Usually I go to Detroit and I can fly anywhere from there and it's really cheap usually, but yeah, right now
Yeah.
everything's skyrocketed, so that's how it is right now.
Dude,
Voice crack.
economy skyrocketed. Economy has become first class for sure. All right,
Yeah,
man.
so I was gonna ask you first about you've got a pretty big trip planned before the one that we were gonna go to together, and that's going to Japan for Star Wars
Yeah.
Celebration.
Yeah,
Now, did you
so
did you go to the previous Star Wars Celebration
so
in England?
yeah, so London 2023 was my first Star Wars celebration, and you've been around the block with that group at the time, peering in and out of the community. But
Yeah, I
um
saw lots of posts and what you guys were up to when you were there.
Yeah, so you were around, so you know how that is, but it was definitely a stretch for me because it was the first time I've ever flown to Europe, um, especially Airbnb with a bunch of people that I'm just meeting for the first time in person. Like I've talked to these people hours on end, but rooming with them, and you just never know, right? But yeah, that was my first ever Star Wars celebration, and that was probably the best convention I've ever went to. Just with the ultimate good vibes that were there, and the friends that I were talking to were just the same in person, which was a bonus because we were able to hang out like buddies, like old buddies from high school. You know what I mean? Um, but no, yeah. So Star Wars Celebration is coming up pretty soon here in April. It's only about 2 months, 2.5 months away, or something like that. It's crazy,
That is
Uh,
crazy.
w-
Time's
it,
flying.
yeah, I mean, we all knew at the end of Celebration, like where it was announced. It got, bah, it's on the main stage. It shows you where. We're like, Japan? I don't know, man. I
That's
don't know
pretty
about
far.
Japan. Yeah, that's pretty far. I mean, we want to go to another one, but we all talked and we were like, you know what? When again in our lifetime are we gonna go to like Japan? And I think
Hmm.
Celebration is a perfect excuse to do that. With how much of a fun time we had in London, we're like, you know what? We're young. Well, let's do this again. Let's try it again. It'll be a new thing for all of us all over again. Starting fresh. And that like memory I have in London of just hanging out with everybody. We're going to Nando's. We're going to the movies, and we're just walking around and sightseeing. We went, dude. Our friend Nick, he's a local to London, so like he knew the Airbnb that would be best to get on the
Wow.
train, take us right to the convention. He's like the number one Andor fan. This dude took us to the film
I
locations
know who
they
you mean
used.
now, actually. Yeah.
Yeah, dude, like I had no idea Andor was filmed like 20 minutes away from where the guy is, right? So he's like, dude, I've been holding off going to these locations until you guys got here. And I'm like, that's some dedication right there because I would be tempted. Like
Yeah.
for a far off example, if I knew something like Mustafar was a 15-minute drive away from me, I'd have already been there like many times over and over after that came out, right? Um, But yeah, that was sick, dude. Seeing in real life Coruscant, and we're all like walking as a group through like the Barbican Center, and we're like lining up the shots. Like we got Disney Plus pulled up on our phone. Like, okay, so you gotta like stand here to like recreate the thing. It was super fun.
You
Um,
saw like the Cyril's like apartment building complex
yeah, we
for like
couldn't.
that area.
Yeah, we couldn't get into there because you had to actually be like a resident there to like
Right,
get
but
up
you
in
saw
there
the
and film.
building or whatever.
Yeah, we got some nice like angular shots like up at like the architecture and stuff. And he knew all the places, even for the stuff that wasn't Andor. Like we went to Canary Wharf, which was like the Rogue One Imperial base, where like section when you got like the shore troopers and the regular stormtroopers like running through um, the headquarters and stuff like that. The ISB headquarters was another one. But yeah, that was a super fun time. And I can't wait to make more of those memories again with those type of people um, at Celebration in Japan, because you know you got the Nintendo World, you got Disney over there, Universal, and everything.
Oh,
So it's gonna be a blast all over again. So I'm super excited.
I forgot
And
about Nintendo World, man. You guys gotta tell me if you go, if like the go-karts are for real.
yeah, dude, and especially so in London, there was actually so many people at Celebration because they had a wrong thing with like the head count. They weren't checking bags. They overflowed. Saturday was the busiest day, and I think there was like 35,000 people, like an extra 10 or 5,000 people showed up. It was nuts, and it was probably rated as the worst um, building for Celebration, just because it's
Was it
like this big.
smaller than what they use in Toronto?
So, Fan Expo Canada in Toronto has like the different sections of big buildings. Um, Essentially, when you get up to the Celebration building, you're in this big tunnel. The tunnel takes you into this huge loading room. Like the loading room is probably as big as like the Fan Expo like main room. But
Hmm.
then when you get past the loading room, it's just a big hallway. And then on at the end of the hallway, there's a left and a right side with two big buildings or two big rooms. Sorry, um, and they all had their their vendors and booths and stuff like that. But the problem with that layout is that if you wanted to cross over to the other side and see different things, you're in main traffic. And people are cutting in front of you, man, and bumping into you. I'm so glad I wasn't one of the people cosplaying because
How
I,
long was the tunnel, do you think, to like get in and out of there?
oh, dude, I couldn't see the end. So yeah, it was a big long tunnel with a
Yeah,
lot of
there's a lot
people
of
in it.
London Underground, right? Is that why kind of like it's set up like that, or?
Dude, I don't know, man. It was like the Metro something convention center. It was nuts. If you were cosplaying, I'm pretty positive that stuff would have been broken with the amount of people that were like bumping into each other, like, oh, excuse me, stuff like that, and you're taking pictures. And oh my goodness, I've never like been at a convention like that either, where it was like walking around all day on concrete and constant standing because they didn't have places to sit or anything like that. There, the food court area
Yeah.
where there were chairs were taken all the time. You could sit there and wait, and nothing would get up. So, like, if someone got food, you would see a bunch of people just sitting on the floor on the concrete eating their Subway or whatever. Um, so that was kind of a bummer. So that was one of the cons, I would say, is the overflow of people with the lack of seating. It really felt claustrophobic. I'm not a claustrophobic person, but that was
Hmm.
that was a bit much. But the Makuhari Misi Convention Center in Japan, um, I think it's more the style of Anaheim by the looks of it, where it's like a bigger uh, complex, like rectangular or square shaped building. So there's not a lot of cutting in front of people. It's like a standard
Nice.
convention space, which has its own lanes and stuff. It's organized. And plus, the Japanese people are very organized people to begin with, so that's also a plus. Um, but yeah, the hype of that is unreal for Japan coming up. But it's gonna be one big Star Wars like high, because I'm coming right from that, and then like 2 or 3 weeks later, you and I are going to, drum roll please.
ICCC,
Triple
whatever that
C!
stands for.
It's the Imperial Commerce Collection Con, I think. Don't quote me on
Oh,
that. It's something like that. But it
yeah, that
started
rolls
off,
right off the tongue.
yeah. It
It's
started as
in
a Facebook
Nashville,
group.
though. It's gonna be
Yes,
my first time going to Tennessee.
yes, and I went to this in 2022, I think it was, and I cried like a baby in front of the Clone Wars people because
Yeah,
yeah,
you told the
because
story on this show before.
oh yeah, yeah. The earlier Con Crunchin episode, I was telling the audience about the like the tattoo collection that I have with the celebrities and
Hmm.
stuff like that. And yeah, man, ICC is a different vibe altogether. And Mike Havens is such a good dude. He reps for um, no corporations, just fans. So the do's and the don'ts of this episode would also go to the cons of I don't know, just the type of people working at Celebration and larger conventions in general too. Because I'm sure you, just like me, Percy, have been to Fan Expo Canada or something of the like, and you've gotten your phone taken out and you're taking pictures with people or whatever with cosplays. And then you just so happen to get a little bit of a sliver of where the celebrities are doing autograph in the background, and you got one of the volunteers like, no, 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 don't put your phone down, no, no. Like, dude, whoa, dude, whoa. You like censoring my what I can see, like my eyes. It's just like, whoa, okay. Um, but no, man. Celebrations volunteers. When I went, I think I told it on the previous Con Crunch. They were pretty rude.
Yeah,
I did not really look forward to that interaction. Um, but ICC, man, you can
be
tell
interesting to
it's
see how the difference between England and Japan.
yeah. I see. The problem is too. They go by volunteers, so you can't really gauge that. But I think there's a
Yeah,
like a general mutual respect for everybody in Japan. So I'm kind of actually excited to have that relief in the sense that yeah, man, they're not going to be as rude off the bat. Like, like like get back to get back to the line. I saw you. You're just standing there like I've just been standing here for 2 hours, man. Why are you yelling at me? You're right. Um, ICC is becoming a bigger convention,
yeah,
but it's holding the same morals when it comes to just fans, man. No corporations, just fans. So it has a lot of the standards that these smaller convention spaces have, where you're not going to have a ton of crazy people just like volunteering and coming up to you like, hey, don't you be filming, don't it? Like, okay, let's just calmly walk around here and enjoy ourselves, man. Like, we're not trying to get a quick buck or like be sneaky or anything. Like, it's just it's disheartening that that is how the mainstream is when it comes to convention spaces. And I get it, they
yeah.
want their security and sense, but still, I mean, people pay good money to fly out from wherever, buy these autographs and photo ops, and you get
My worst
screamed at.
experience in that regard is with the photo op people. They're
Yeah.
always in the biggest rush, which is pretty much like, and like you see a lot of people get disappointed about that. And it's like, if you don't know ahead of time, that's my do's and don'ts. Like, if you want to actually meet and greet, you have to get an autograph. Like the photo ops,
Hmm.
depending where you are, though, sometimes you get a little bit more time with them. Like at London Comic Con in London, Ontario, it's a really small con.
Yeah.
So like I remember like I got a photo and then like we got to like me and it was Laura Vandervoort who played Supergirl, and we were like looking at the picture together, and she's like, "You want to take another one?" Like we had enough time to like talk a bit, but like that would never happen in Toronto.
Yeah. Well,
It's like
it's
next.
yeah, it's like get out of here, man. Like I think anywhere where they got those big like black curtains, what is it called, like Celebrity Highway or something? They got the
There's a
big black
few.
curtains, yeah, and they say okay, line up here, and then you go through like this maze to get to the photo section, and then it's like okay, you're next. They push you forward in the room, and it's like a tiny curtain room with the camera and the celebrity. Awesome, you want to get like a quick like. I'm such a big fan. Next. I didn't even, you know,
Yeah,
they kick you
I've
out
got
of there.
I got the best picture with Hayden Christensen where I'm making such a funny face.
Yeah, like you almost have to just like blink on purpose so you like take another one just to get like extra time or something like that, you know? It's like boom, boom, boom. Next, they got like all these schedules, and it's kind of stressful. I'm glad that I found that out at a smaller convention where like getting an autograph will theoretically give you more time with the celebrity.
Hmm.
Um, but man, if I went to Star Wars Celebration thinking I'm gonna talk to them in the photo op, dude, I would have been dead wrong. It is so jam packed full of people, and the times interlude with each other. It's stressful, man.
I
They're
believe it.
funneling people. They're funneling people out all the time, and I, like you said, I guess it depends on the convention, but it also depends on the celebrity too. Because when I went to Fan Expo Canada, I mean, this is like a big convention space, right? But I met Nolan North. He's the voice of Edward Richtofen in COD Zombies.
Hmm.
He's Nathan Drake. He's a ton of, he's a very well renowned voice actor. And when I went up
Big
to him, I
time.
got something signed by him. But then he was like, "So where's your phone?" I'm like, "What do you mean where's my phone?" He's like, "Well, you got a picture, right?" I'm like, "No, I didn't pay for a picture, but that's all right." And he's like, "Well, you got your phone, right?" I had it out at the time. And he's like, "Give me that." He takes my phone and he's taking multiple pictures for me. Like he's taking the selfie and I'm like in the photo. I'm like, "Oh, what do I do?" Like, cool, you know. But some people are pretty cool like that, even at a bigger convention. Um, so that's definitely a con, I get, or a pro. I mean, it really depends on the person and the convention you go to. But a don't of this episode, I would strongly. Sorry, I'm bouncing all over the place here. But a don't of this podcast episode would definitely be to manage your time and organize what photo ops and autographs you want to get for what day and what times. Um, a lot of the time when you get
Yeah.
like a photo op online on PhotoClick's website or wherever, for example, Star Wars Celebration, they like a week or two ago or something, they announced the early buying of the autographs and photos. A lot of the bigger conventions do this too. So when you get it, it'll ask you, do you want a JPEG copy sent to your email? Uh, do you want a signature on a bulky item or what have you? Right? You pick the person. Oh, whoa, whoa. There's many of me. Whoa, whoa. So yeah, you pick the person you want to get. Um, and when you pick the day, the time says TBD. They're not going to give you time until it's closer to the convention or at the convention itself. Sometimes at roll call itself. Sometimes at will call. They will let you know the times of when your photo op or your autograph, can be for professional, buyings and stuff like that. Oh my goodness, dude, what is going on with this tech, man?
I'm sorry, I'm kind of messing with it too much. I was trying to
Woo
pull up
woo.
the celebration page because they announced all these people.
Yeah. Yeah. So
You
so it's
see
kind.
it?
It's yeah. I can see it on the side. It fills up your camera screen here.
Okay.
Um, it's kind of hard to gauge because they don't tell you right away, which is unfortunate because something like London Celebration when I went, my friend Charlie, who's been on this channel before, he couldn't go to that, and he was really planning on meeting us in Airbnb and stuff like that. Um, something happened with his passport, a lot of complications, whatever. So he never ended up going. Um, but he gave me a checklist, and he wanted some autographs, because they don't refund you. He sent me the QR codes so I can go redeem those for him, and I did. So I had nothing else planned for the day. I've seen pretty much everything right off the get go because I was so excited to see everything right away. Um, so I tried tacking off everything off of his list that he sent me. He's like, I want an autograph from Carl Weathers. I want this person, photo op, whatever. Um, and it was kind of a bummer that he couldn't do that himself. And they sadly just did not honor a redeeming or anything like that. So that's something you really got to look forward to is the fine print because I mean, these big companies and corporations, they'll try to get a buck out of you. They will. If you want an 8x10, that's a certain price. But if you want an autograph on a bulky item, they'll charge you a lot more extra, right? Um, so at Celebration, my day was packed with just trying to get these things for Charlie, and I was noticing some time differences with, for example, like a photo op that he gifted me was at like 4 or something like that, and I was waiting in line, and an autograph, a professional autograph, started 30 minutes later, and I'm like not even at the front of the line. Shoot, the celebrity is not even there, right? So I'm like, dude, how am I gonna? These times are interlapping with each other. So a little advice to that is when you're getting specific people for conventions, um, you definitely want to space out the days that you are getting the stuff, because when they give you a time when you can get these things done, I mean, that's it. You might be able to haggle them, at customer service or something like that, but there's no guarantee. And with
And
something,
sometimes scheduling changes, right?
yeah, sometimes, I mean, like, Percy went with me to a smaller Comic Con near me, and Ray Park canceled. We were super hyped to meet him. I brought a duffel bag full of Darth Maul memorabilia just to show up and be like, "Ah, are you kidding me?" We're waiting in the Daniel Logan line, and we find out from somebody behind us, like, "Oh, did you guys know he actually canceled? Did you know?" And we're like, "Oh, did you know?" No, I'm not checking my phone at the convention because I'm at the convention. I'm not looking at the celebrity list of who canceled. You don't get those announcements, right? We didn't get the official email, so that was a very unfortunate and uh, very disappointing way to find out that Ray Park canceled. But yeah, celebrities can change. And if you bought an autograph or a photo for that celebrity and you're at one of these conventions, you better go right to customer service. Even if you're in the line for another one, sometimes it's not worth it because you'd be losing that money. Um, I don't know. What do you think, Percy? You got any tips on that? Because it's really out of the person's control.
I think your idea of scheduling and spacing it out is the best thing to do. Like when I go to Toronto Comic Con or Expo, I know it's gonna be insane. Like usually, like
Hmm.
the last the last Fan Expo, there were so many Star Wars actors that I couldn't even get to like. There was like almost half of them I didn't even go see. Plus, if I include the ones I didn't have time to see and the ones that canceled, that was like half of the Star Wars actors that went.
Yeah, and
And
those
like
are just the Star Wars actors too. Fan
exactly.
Expo has a good variety of
I
other
didn't
people.
even get to meet John Reese Davies, who like I feel
Dude,
like I should have just waited in his line because Gimli was actually my favorite of the trio, and a lot of people never believed me,
really?
but I was always so short as a kid, so that's why I loved Gimli so much, and he's so funny. And he's just like he's keeping up with like 80-year-old Superman Aragon and then an elf like
Yeah,
a immortal elf man.
it's that dwarven pride that keeps him alive. And my axe. But yeah, dude. I mean, you said it perfectly. But in the sense that that's just the Star Wars people you couldn't meet. There's so many other people at Fan Expo that are cool celebrities that might be on other people's
Hmm.
lists that they have planned as well. Um, and if you're watching this, you probably already know. But when you go to a Comic Con or convention space, a lot of your day is going to be taken up with waiting in lines. It's just plain facts. If you're meeting celebrities, that's what's going to happen. Yeah, and if you're meeting a lot of them, especially, right? Meeting a few, depending on the celebrity. I know when I went to meet Elijah Wood, he was still,
Big lines.
yeah, not even just big lines, but he wasn't even there when they announced he would be there. Like he was doing his photo ops, um, and the autographs were supposed to be 30 minutes after the photo ops. It wasn't until an hour after the photo ops he still wasn't there, and then he just showed up. He's got a full line. I was probably in that line for like 2.5 hours to meet him. It
Yeah,
was ridiculous.
that's one of,
But
is that one of the longest lines you've been in, I'm guessing?
probably that or the Ewan McGregor line in London. Those
Yeah.
were those were pretty lengthy lines. You you got to get one of those canes that have like one of those steps so you can just sit, right?
Hayden Christensen was definitely the longest line I've been in. Like I think around the same time, 2 hours, 2.5 hours by the time
Yeah.
I was out of there.
Shoot, man, you and I were in Daniel Logan's line for like a buck 45 or 2 hours or something like
Yeah,
that
that
as
was a
well.
long time for Daniel Logan, but he
That was
talks a lot.
Yeah, and that's see, that's the benefit to that too, is like it's a small convention we went to meet him. Um, and
Hmm.
Daniel Logan's not a crazy desirable actor like Ewan McGregor or Hayden. He's not like that level, but the dude is so nice and he talks with every single person. So sometimes waiting that
Yeah,
little,
he's one of the best people to meet at a convention, actually.
yeah, man, that was so cool. Being able to get that message for our friends Strike and Avela that got married. We went to that convention, um, got that wedding message, the blessing from Boba Fett himself, and then I flew over to Finland for their wedding, and that was part of like their video or whatever they were playing from it, and that was like a super cool like once in a lifetime feel. Dude, Boba
Was
Fett's his
I in that
favorite character.
video?
You were in the video.
Oh my god.
Right at the, at
I
the
didn't know
beginning.
I was part of the wedding that way.
You got all these Finnish and German people that like you've
That's
never
funny.
even seen before that have
They're
saw
like,
you.
"Who's
So
that guy?"
who's that guy? Yeah. But no, but yeah, it all goes back to the same thing. Is depending on the person, depending on the convention, you could have a longer experience that's worth more. You can pay a lot more to have a not so good quick experience. It varies, so it's kind of hard to
Mhm.
give advice besides um, just be prepared for the worst. There are cancellations. Time changes happen where like, oh, this person's running late for their autographs. We got to kick it back an hour, and that new time might collude with the time that you had for a different celebrity, right? So you just got to be prepared for that kind of stuff, and a lot of standing if you're getting
Yeah,
multiple
try not to
multiple people.
I would say definitely give yourself more than an hour between stuff if you can.
Yeah, if you can. Yeah, sometimes you
Yeah.
just don't have the choice.
Sometimes if it's photo ops, it's a little different because they kind of obviously they're like military organized about that.
Shouting, dude, literally screaming at you at times. Um, but yeah, and that goes into another thing as well. Is man, you can get VIP passes and get through those photo ops quicker if you really wanted to. I mean, depending on the convention. I know a
Right.
lot of people that went to London Star Wars Celebration that got the VIP pass, and that basically kicks you right to a priority line, and they have accessibility badges too for people who can't stand to have like a medical issue and stuff like that. Um, but if you have that benefit of getting into that fast pass line, uh, and you're getting a lot of celebrity autos or signatures that day, sometimes it's best to be VIP because that will literally give you time and
Mhm.
save you from running into the issue that we've just been saying, where your time colludes with another celebrity, and it allows you to hit all the check marks off your
Time
list
is
there.
money and money is time.
Oh, dude, and we spend money for time, and we sometimes we don't get it.
It's like whenever I ever went to Canada's Wonderland, it's like a roller coaster park. But just get the fast pass. If like how often do you go there that you're not just gonna get the like you skip the lines like crazy if the park's busy. And I think I went on like the biggest roller coaster there, the Leviathan, like 5 times in a row. And it was like I was horrified of roller coasters at the time, but my friends were all like making me go, and then I loved it. We just kept going. It was hilarious. But yeah,
Yeah.
like literally like seeing the same people waiting in line as we keep going on to the ride.
Like the what's is it from Zoolander when Ben Stiller looks at what's his face and they're
Pretty
like
much, yeah.
he like I'm not your bra and he's like walks by him.
Gives
It's
him the
like,
blue steel.
yeah, yeah. I bet you made them pretty angry knowing showing them that you went through multiple times to get that advantage. But hey, you paid for it. They
Yeah,
can only be as angry as they want because they didn't pay for that. So but at the end of the day, you'll have to make your judgment call on if VIP is even best for you. If you're getting
right.
like
It's
one
limited too,
celebrity,
or else it wouldn't be VIP. That's the other thing. You got to get it right away when they like announce it online or
yeah,
something
so,
like that, right?
Star Wars Celebration is a huge one for that. VIP sells out in within like less than 30 minutes every time, or something like that. Um, but yeah, you'll just have to make that judgment. If you're not getting a crazy amount of celebrities, let's say you get like one celebrity auto and photo op, don't get a VIP. You're just throwing away money. You really are just
Right.
throwing away money. That's kind of common sense. I really don't even need to tell you that. But
Yeah, if you're gonna spend the huge bucks, it's something to consider for sure, I would
yeah,
say, but
if
I've
your
never
day's
done it.
I've never done it either, but if your day's gonna be packed, man, sometimes that could be a better option, and sometimes it might be too late. Because man, you get closer and closer to the release day of Celebration for Japan. They're gonna be announcing, some more celebrities. Sometimes I know Japan's a niche argument for this, but sometimes like for like MegaCon for example, they announce really cool like A-listers. Boom, last minute they announce someone like
Oh,
Jude Law, and like that could be the deal breaker from someone flying out of state to go to this convention, right? That could be the deal breaker celebrity. Like, oh my gosh, they've never done celebrate, they've never done conventions. I got Celebration on my mind. They've never done conventions before. They might never do them again, right? I gotta go to this convention,
right.
and man, if that's
That's
the
such a
deal
good
breaker,
example.
yeah,
Jude
if
Law.
that's the yeah, Jude,
He's
especially
a
Jude
great
Law.
actor.
Yeah, they announced the rest of the skeleton crew was going to MegaCon last minute as well. So
Fun.
sometimes VIP pass is too late. So if you wanted to get all those people, you can't even guarantee that until it's last second. So um, I would recommend probably
I
maybe
also
fish.
recommend group photos. If you're going for photo ops, get
Yes,
group photo ops. Sometimes you'll actually save some money, and it does
yes,
give you a bit more of a second to be like, "Hey, shake everyone's hand," and
yeah, yeah, yeah,
if that
for
even
sure.
means anything.
They allow a certain amount of people in a photo op depending on what convention you go to, but most conventions are
Mhm.
going to have up to like 5 people, would you say? Something like that. They don't want to keep it like too big of a group, right? Not everyone's just going to come in with 20 people or whatnot.
Right.
And
Yeah, I
I see
had.
Charlie in the chat here. Hey man.
Oh, what's up, Charlie? I didn't miss that either. I'm going out for the day. Oh, wait, I could put that on here. All right. Stay awesome, man. Catch you in the rewatch. But I was gonna
um,
find my X-Men group photo. This was the biggest group photo I've done.
and
This is
most of them
X-Men.
are celebrities too. That's not like random, friends you got. Just like, hey, get in with me, right? You can go
We got
halvesies with someone.
we got Lunette the Clown. We got the guy from the truck driver from X-Men. And we got the everyone else from the series here. I've talked about it before. Mr. Sinister, Rogue, Storm, Percy Man, uh,
The
Jean,
most famous X-Men.
Wolverine, Jubilee, Nightcrawler, and Beast.
Man, yeah, that's like a rare instance too that you can get like an opportunity with all those people into one photo as well.
Those people were the only reason I wasn't so freaking disappointed about Buffalo when Ray Park canceled. I like those people saved my con when I went
Saved your
for
trip.
sure. I loved that.
Yeah, I got to meet the
What's
Trailer
up,
Park
Sarah?
Boys. Hey, Sarah. Hello.
Hello there.
Yeah, I got to meet the Trailer Park Boys, which was pretty awesome. That was on my bucket list. I got my Dirty Burger shirt signed by the three of them. Um, but
Yeah,
yeah,
I've seen
man.
them live. They're pretty good. They're hilarious.
Did you say you saw what's his face? Jim Leahy, right? John
Yes,
Dunsworth. You did,
him and
dude.
him and Randy came to Sarnia a few times
I'm jealous, man. Super
for
jealous.
undisclosed city name, I should say.
Yeah. Yeah, no, but shoot, what were we talking about, man? I just completely forgot.
Well, we were still talking about ICCC, and I think you just finished talking about Japan.
Oh yeah, yeah, dude. Let's get right into the ICC stuff. You got the list pulled up there?
I have it. I have their Instagram page pulled up here, so we can go to that.
Awesome.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
try and do such a smooth transition. Everybody ready for that?
Make multiple me's
Okay, here we
again.
go. Here's me.
Here's you.
Press the buttons.
Oh,
Oh,
the
that
Matrix.
wasn't as smooth as it could have been. Okay, there we go. Sorry. I feel like it's so awkward only having one screen to do stuff with. But Warwick Davis, sorry, was announced most recently, and I think that's gonna be top of my bucket list so far.
Yeah, he went last year, or is it this the same year? Because I know they just did one recently. I can't remember. Oh no,
Yeah,
no, no.
this is 2025 here. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. He went to the last one though. But that's awesome to see that he liked it enough to come back. Um,
yeah,
like I said, like this is all fans, you know, no corporations. So, Mike Havens strictly made it so that the celebrities that he does have coming, are going to be the celebrities that are going to spend extra time with people and are going to enjoy the fans and stuff. Like you said, John Rhys Davies, that dude has spends a lot of time with people that I've heard of.
mm-hmm.
And there's an interview too where he even said like, "Oh, you have to pay respect to the fans. That's the reason you're here, right?" Something like that, along the line. Oh, those words.
Nice.
Um, but yeah, man, ICC is gonna have the celebrities that are gonna spend that extra time with you, and I can't wait because, dude, Warwick Davis, just like you, he's on my bucket list as well, man. He's Harry Potter, Star Wars. I mean, you see the picture here of like all the accolades
I'm
he's
the
got.
leprechaun.
Yeah,
Is that him?
yeah,
Is that
that's
what that
him.
movie was? I'm trying to remember.
It's legit called Leprechaun. I'm not even kidding.
Yeah. And then there's even like a couple in here I didn't realize is that that's that Galaxy movie on the bottom left there.
I don't know what that's from.
Crap. I'm blanking on the name of it, but it's a good movie. Crap. It's something Galaxy though. It's a sci-fi. And then we can I don't know if I can just scroll through it and find what I'm looking for.
Possibly.
Here we
Yeah,
go.
he's a regular. He normally goes to these kind of things too.
That's cool. I recognize his face. That might be why. Just seen him on previous postings.
Yeah, and there's a lot of niche Star Wars people that go to this kind of things too, like background characters. A lot of the Kenner designer figures from like the old toys back in like the 80s and 90s and stuff. Really cool.
Yeah, that is cool. I like how they have everyone set as like a card back.
Yeah.
Did they have card backs for all the celebrities at this one before?
Yeah, so they when
Like
they
as
did
their
the
backdrop?
announcements, yeah, when they did the announcements, they did that same kind of thing where you go up to their table and it has their picture just like how you see it.
Yeah,
And
that's
you can walk
cool.
right up to them and meet them. And like I
I
said
want
with the
one of those.
Kenner, yeah, with the Kenner figures going too, they had like custom designed card backs for custom Kenner figures too. I believe when I went, they had a customized limited run of Ahsoka in the Kenner style, and they designed like a custom card backer for it. It was pretty cool. I'm not into that kind of thing, but man, just to see that they're doing something like that,
Yeah, that is cool. Especially if you had like a loose fig or something that you needed a card back for.
for sure. Yeah,
Oh, here's a big one. I saw this was posted.
that shocked me too.
Rena Owen says, "Thank you, Mike. It has been 15 plus years since I've been a guest at a convention. Needless to say, I am thrilled to attend IC Nashville in May. FYI, the last time I was in Nashville was in 2021. Okay, to do an iconic scene with the one and only Dolly Parton at the Orville. Havina
Nice.
is the Orville. That's not that TV show, is it? It's probably something else.
I have no idea, but the
Might be that TV
idea
show.
of like this like fan made convention, it was a Facebook group at the time just to trade figures. It became this huge like pseudo Star Wars celebration. You're getting people out of the woodworks that have been in Star Wars that are just now recently showing their face. Like she said, 15 years ago.
Oh, she's
Shoot,
been in
20
Star Trek. Maybe she was or no, maybe that is the Orville right here. I'm seeing this
maybe.
character.
Was it is it Lama Se or Nala Su or I can't remember the name of the Kaminoan.
I
Um,
believe it's Nala Se.
but yeah, that she has like a role with Ewan McGregor, right? They have a conversation with each other. I mean, she's not that
Ton
tall.
Wei? Is that
Oh yeah, that's right.
says
Dad,
Ton Wei
Conway's
here, my
here.
bad.
Yeah, yeah.
Their names are all very similar, but it's cool that they have that kind of naming structure.
The Q-tip people.
I was thinking about buying another Lego set with her character because I already have one that's opened and built, but I could just buy a sealed one and get her to sign it.
Yeah, and if dude, she's coming out of like the woodwork to come to this convention, so you already know the amount of love she's gonna feel with people coming up to her table. Hey, can you sign my Kaminoan figure? Something like, that's just awesome.
Yeah, she's gonna be hit with a lot of prequel merch, I guarantee it. It's gonna come out the woodwork.
Yeah,
Let's
I mean, but
see.
ICC didn't announce her, or Celebration, sorry, didn't announce her. I mean, we got some people that aren't even going to Star Wars Celebration that are coming to ICC.
Totally. And Brendan Wayne, I've met him before. Talk about someone who gives you the time of day. He talked to me for like a minimum 15 minutes when I was in London, and he was pretty much carrying the conversation most of the time because he just could tell that I was a huge Star Wars nerd and film nerd in general, and he was telling me about his grandfather and how he's like he was just like used to him being friends with Ronald Reagan and like his Uncle Ron.
Casual flex.
Yeah,
Dude, and you got like a sick poster signed by him too.
yeah, yeah. He was the first one to sign it, and I got him to tag his character in Ahsoka because he plays Boba Fett, but he's also got his own character in Ahsoka where he's a pilot called
Oh, that's
Lieutenant
right.
Landers.
Was that the X-wing pilot, right?
Yeah, he's one of the ones that survived. Spoiler alert. But yeah, so I was pretty pumped. I was like kind of joking with him, and I got him to sign it with like that name instead of Mando's name. And he was like, "You're the first one ever," because it was like literally a week after that episode came out. But
But
yeah,
yeah,
they're
man.
the stunt actors and stunt or the costume performers are all really interesting to me. If you want to hear like some good stories and like good direction stories about these guys or anyone in the behind the scenes, like they're the people to talk to, I think.
Yeah, look at that image. He's directly talking to Dave Filoni and Jon Favreau.
Yeah.
If that's not, an advertisement, I don't know what is. But dude, and when I went to meet Matthew Wood, he's the voice of General Grievous, all the battle droids. He's a head like sound designer at Lucasfilm for quite some time, even the video games. When I met him, he gave me so much time. I talked about the Revenge of the Sith video game uh, for like 45 minutes with the guy. 30 or 45 minutes. I can't even remember. It was like the time just breezed by. I was like doing a Grievous impression
That's
in front of
crazy.
him. Yeah, we were just shooting it.
Man, I talked to Roger Christian, or I think that's his name, for so long in London too.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, the original maker of the lightsaber.
Yeah, and he's like a famous director too for and prop builder for all like a lot of Star Wars, Return of the Jedi. He's like a second director, and then I think he's a second director on the Phantom Menace, and they went out. He went out to Tunisia and did all that stuff with George. It was pretty crazy.
And he's the type of guy that would go to ICC. He is
And I
like
got his
that
book. I
background
got his.
guy.
He was advertising. Sorry, he was advertising his book, and I got it signed by him. And I'm almost done reading it. It's pretty good. It's got a lot of cool like photos and just behind the scenes stories I've never heard before.
Yeah, that's a flex. That's definitely like a thing for the shelf just to like look at too, like Roger Christensen signed book. But yeah, that dude is he's a legend. I mean, he's been since the very beginning. Um and he doesn't get in like the amount of recognition that you'd think. So he kind of like floats under the radar, but he
I
is the
know.
type of guy that is going to spend time with you like you said that would go to ICC. He is that background kind of original guy, you know.
Oh, like the more I was talking to him, the more I felt like an idiot. I was like, man, this guy is like the closest thing to George Lucas I'm probably ever gonna meet. Oh my, like holy crap, what's going on right now?
Yeah,
As he's like just talking about like what he was doing on the Phantom Menace. It was crazy.
there's that 3PO quote. Oh, thank the maker. He is the maker, dude. He is. Dude. George Lucas invented the lightsaber. He said to Roger Christensen, "Dude, I need a lightsaber." And he was like, "Here's a camera. Here's a Graflex camera flash. I'm gonna use the handle as it."
Were they both handles for cameras? Like
Would
the Luke and the Vader one?
I can't remember if like the grenade looking one is, but I know Luke's was actually a repurposed one from Obi-Wan's from A New Hope.
Hmm.
And they had like the twisty film, like the photo reflective film or something that they would like run on set and plug that in because they didn't have CGI at the time.
Yeah, that's cool. They got to go back to that with the rotating blades.
For the nostalgia, the movie could be terrible. I don't care. I just
Yeah,
want the nostalgia.
it would just look cool, I feel like.
Yeah.
Oh gosh, I don't know what we're looking. They got some memes now. We can get out of here. I thought there was
But
more people announced, but maybe not.
those
Oh,
figures
here
that
we
they're
go.
building. Oh yeah, the Watto.
Oh, baby.
Dude, he doesn't go to a crazy amount of conventions either.
I've
So like
never
this
even
is
heard of him going to a convention either.
yeah, this is like the one you want to go to meet someone like this.
I'm getting him to sign my Nintendo 64 pod racing game for sure. There's no way I'm not. If I
You
can get him and Jake
are
Lloyd one day and Ahmed Best to sign that thing, I'll be the happiest little boy.
Dude, you were like the pod racing guy too. That would be amazing. Like, and like the recent like influx of Phantom Menace people that were announced going to this thing, I still have my hopes up that Ray Park would show up. It's not a guarantee, but I tried to
Right.
meet the guy twice, you know, and they both fell through. Um,
Yeah.
but yeah, man, like look, dude, Watto, he doesn't like you said, I've never seen him go to any convention before, and if he has, it was definitely like long ago or like to a smaller one that like not a crazy amount of people go to.
Yeah, probably closer to the release of the movies, I'm sure.
Something like that, yeah.
Because he was in Attack of the Clones too.
Oh yeah, Annie, is that you, Annie?
Yeah, dude, he the CGI in Attack of the Clones, the difference between him and the first and second movie looked like insane. How like detailed they made him.
Did they? He had more facial hair, didn't he?
Yeah,
With like
they
a
like
5 o'clock
aged him up
shadow.
and gave him a hat and made him fatter and slunched over a bit more. And then is this the guy you were talking about here with the Kenner?
Um,
It says he was a an officer though. Maybe he did
he
both.
yeah, he could probably be an extra in the movie. I'd have to do more research on that, but yeah, dude, they have people that literally make the Kenner toys like way back in the day coming into this thing.
Yeah, I'm pumped to go. And I saw that the hotel that said the hotel was uh sold out.
Hmm. Yeah, this has happened before, I believe, but not with the speed that has happened this year. Definitely not. Um, a couple weeks after, they said they were getting kind of low on rooms, is when I had to like quickly put in for one. Yeah, and Sabalba, that's another one.
That's the other one I was trying to remember, man. Dude. Yeah, if I'll just get him and Watto to sign it. I feel like that'd be good enough.
Yeah. I feel like I would
Freaking
need to bring something Phantom Menace only because I don't know another convention where all of these like niche Phantom Menace uh Star Wars celebrities would be going, you know.
yeah. No, it's awesome. I would like to get something big Phantom Menace too, maybe. Like that multiple people can sign. I don't know. I have a Revenge of the Sith poster. I thought about getting like the other prequel posters for people to sign,
Hmm.
but I haven't decided that yet. I don't really have a crazy amount of wall space for that.
Yeah, and I'm not really a signature guy either, but there are like a specific set of people that it's just like it's like a no-brainer, you know. You just kind of got to act on it because you don't know when another opportunity could show up.
Yeah, when am I gonna meet Sebulba and Watto again? That's
Freaking
crazy.
Sebulba, dude.
I'm
Jar
gonna get
Jar,
him. He's gonna be so mad because I'm gonna be like, do the thing.
do
And
the thing.
he's gonna be like, oh, chukabuta uka.
Ugala banta puto.
Banta putu, yeah.
Hey
When he
Sepulva,
loses the race.
can you walk up to Ahmed Best and grab his tongue just like in the movie, please? Oh, hey Max.
Crappy internet service from camping trip wanted to pop in. Oh shit, camping.
No
Have
worries.
fun. Thanks
Yeah,
for
thanks for
popping
stopping
in.
by. Yeah. Oh, shao.
I didn't see your message at first because of we were showing you probably saw it. You know what was going on. We were showing the ICCCC stuff.
Damn it.
So I got a couple more questions before we end it here. I mean, like we don't have to go for too long today. I was thinking a little over an hour.
Sure, yeah.
We'll
Lay
be
it on
fine.
it.
Any updates on the Star Killer outfit and cosplay?
I had a feeling you would ask. Not so much as an outfit, but or an update, but I am. I do have all the pieces. I have to get everything together, you know, to take some cool pictures. You know, they got the claws and everything like that.
Yeah, I wasn't trying.
Um,
I'm not trying to spoil it. I was just like, we know about like when the reveal is gonna happen or what?
people know that I'm doing it, so it's not
Yeah,
like a crazy spoiler. But I don't have a reveal uh slated, but I do plan on wearing it to Japan. So the
nice.
reveal will be before then. It's a 2 month window, but hopefully soon.
Yeah, you do a
I
little,
actually,
do a little photo op before you go.
oh yeah, yeah, do like an intro. I got some stuff planned, don't worry.
Intro. Oh yeah, I can't
But
wait.
you know, because I haven't posted on my Instagram in a long time, so I want to make like a hoorah kind of debut back, like something that's tied to the character. That I got some stuff planned. But update wise, before that comes out, I actually just finished my mannequin. If you go on Amazon and stuff, if you want to display armor, you'll find a mannequin. Either it's too tall, too short, too wide, too thin, whatever. Not posable enough. I didn't want to gamble with any of that, so my family for Christmas actually wrapped me in duct tape, and I looked up the duct tape mannequin tutorial. And I was like in that position, holding the position. They made the inseam marks. They cut me out of my shell. Dude, I
Wow.
was sweating in that thing. I was like, my hands are turning purple from the blood circulation because it's duct tape, right? So you restitch everything back up. I cut it in half. I
Hmm.
straddled the thing on a ladder, and then I got this stuff called Sika Quick Expanding Fence Post Mix. It's like a two-part bag. It's yellow. You like roll the bag into the other thing, and it pops into it. And you got like 15 seconds to mix the chemicals. You cut the
Okay.
corner and you pour it inside of the mannequin, and the thing like it looks like elephant toothpaste, like it rises up, and then it sits in like a couple hours, and it's like foam. It's like foam. It's like a hard foam. So when I had the legs and the torso filled of that stuff, I jabbed like some nails, like a bunch of nails in the midsection where I cut it in half, stabbed it together, taped it around, put the arms on, put the legs, with the mattress foam I got in my fingers and everything like that.
Uh-huh.
So I got a duplicate of me standing in the other room. You don't see it right now, but yeah, he's in there. I need to
That
get a head
sounds
for the thing.
terrifying.
Yeah, my mom actually she walked in one time and saw it because she's dropping something off, and yeah, dude, she was like, "Whoa, I thought that was you." I'm like, "No, no, I'm still busy. I'm working in the other room, so we're good here." Um, yeah, man, that's I know it's tough. It's a little bit of an ask, but that's especially why I'm doing it is because it's that, like I said, that high of coming off Celebration is going to the next best Star Wars convention out there. But keep your hopes up, man. Maybe you can go try it out. See if the
Yeah, it'd be cool to
clouds
meet you.
align. Yes, and if not, then next year. It's no worries.
Yeah, I
But
was thinking we could all go to Florida next year or something would be sweet.
yeah,
It's
that'd
like
be awesome.
maybe not in between everyone, but like just somewhere we could all congregate.
Yeah,
I
dude,
guess
the Airbnb option is super smart and
flights are
super
usually there's
fun.
usually lots of flights to Florida too, so
Hmm. Yeah. Um, but yeah, I mean, I don't really have any more do's or don'ts convention wise. It's just make sure you're managing your time because what you invest your money into, uh, good luck. I will just give you good luck. You'll have to wear the pants in that
yeah,
scenario.
your first time going to a big convention is gonna be overwhelming no matter what you do.
100%.
That's my experience, especially if you're going to like a big one. Like I've not been to New York Comic Con, but I'd love to go to that one. I feel like it just looks like total anarchy and or
Don't.
like Toronto's huge too, but I feel
Yeah,
like San Diego, New York, and Florida are probably also the biggest
yeah.
that there are.
GalaxyCon and Fan Expo are going to be those bigger conventions that are out there. Here's a don't that I will send you off with. For your first convention, do not go to a big convention. Do not. You will you will overwhelm to yourself to the point
Yeah.
where it could decide, it could like alter you to make you think like maybe conventions isn't my thing, and you never go to one again, and you could miss out on meeting somebody you always wanted to meet, but you're held back by not wanting to go because you remember that bad experience, right? So just ease your way into going to conventions. Similar to how Percy mentioned my Starkiller cosplay. It's my first ever legit cosplay. It's a big one to jump into. I probably should have jumped into something smaller. Um, but hey, you play the cards. I don't know. Sometimes you win.
Yeah, I've got a pretty big jump in cosplaying that I'm gonna take this year that I'm pretty worried about. But
Yeah.
if I imagine it's not gonna look great because it's my first time doing something like this. But I'm gonna be going from doing just like robed characters, basically like normal clothes, and I'm gonna be doing the Thing from the new Fantastic Four movie. That's
Oh, really?
my plan, and I've got Max potentially can is gonna design and sculpt the head for me on the computer.
Nice. You gonna get Hulk hands?
That's a good idea, but no, he's only got 4 fingers, so he's like a
Uh,
cartoon character. I plan on making custom big hands that I can like manipulate with my actual hands.
Awesome. Yeah, dude, you got a roster. You got Superman, Qui-Gon Jinn, Kanan. But at the end of the day, traveling with any amount of 3D printed armor or,
Yeah.
cosplay pieces is stressful to begin with. That's why, like, bringing Starkiller to Japan as my first debut con, probably not the best idea. Probably should have done, like, a test wear at a
So he
smaller
he's
convention.
got the chest plate and the helmet that are probably the biggest things, and maybe the
Those are,
boots.
those are the biggest thing. Yeah, the boots have the greeblies. Then there's obviously the cod piece. There's just a lot of things that I know can go bad. Um, but that's the most recent convention that I will have the opportunity to wear the armor and debut it. So that's just what my cards are being dealt with.
That's cool.
Um,
Yeah, I
but
was
yeah,
thinking of I was thinking about Toronto Comic Con, but I'm not really sure this year yet. I saw they
yeah,
got like all the boys actors. I don't know if you
Carl
watch
Urban.
that show. So they got like Anthony Starr and Keith Urban are going. So it's like, okay, that's some pretty big names. And Keith Urban's been in a lot of different stuff too. If you like
Yeah,
Lord of the Rings
yeah, Aomer, Aomer. I
or
don't know.
Judge Dredd.
Yeah,
That was a great movie that didn't do well.
he was in Thor Ragnarok as well.
Yeah, yeah, oh yeah, he's got a pretty fun part in that.
Dual
He has a little bit of a
M16s.
redemption arc at the end.
Yeah. Watch the Bifrost. Got it. But
Right on. But yeah, yeah, so I'll be going from doing I went from doing 2 different Jedi character to jumping over to Superman. And the Superman one was like a bot costume, so that was pretty easy.
Yeah, I mean, you don't have to, invest crazy money into
The thing is
cosplays.
kind of my plan to try and amp it up. I might, if I can't, if I might be looking for like a producer to make the actual jumpsuit.
Okay.
Like if Pro Cosplay comes out with an actual Fantastic Four jumpsuit now that the trailer's out and it works out for timing wise,
Hmm.
I want to try and get it all ready for Fan Expo, which is a month after the Fantastic Four movie releases. And the hype for
Nice.
it's going to be just absolutely through the roof still, I hope.
Are you gonna wear
Like the
stilts?
Deadpool movie was, I think.
Oh, Deadpool, Wolverine. Yeah, for
Like
sure.
everyone was dressed as Deadpool and Wolverine after that.
Pretty good ones too, because I
Yeah,
mean, when Deadpool came out, people were already doing Deadpool, so it was
high
just another
quality
excuse
too, for
to,
sure.
yeah, just dust off the costume, bring it back. Deadpool's a very popular character you'll see at bigger cons as well.
Yeah, yeah,
But
for sure.
are you gonna wear stilts
Yeah,
with
well,
the thing?
sort of. I'm planning on making like big platform
High top
boots. So
platform
he's
boots.
got those big
Yeah,
white boots that he wears with the costume.
yeah.
So I'll probably go for that. I can make
I
my own.
I've seen some really cool Juggernaut and Colossus cosplays,
Yeah.
and they have like this like football pad kind of armor that they use to like beef up their shoulders, and they wear
Hmm.
the stilts on top of it. These people look massive walking around the cons, dude. It's
That's a good
crazy
idea.
cool. Yeah,
Maybe I'll use like my hockey equipment or something.
do it, do it. Sweet.
But yeah, so if I can't get the jumper, like the uniform that they do, I'm gonna go for the trench coat look, I think, with the Ben Grimm trench coat because
Okay,
that's such like a deep cut too, but it's gonna be in the movie.
sure. All right, man.
Yeah. Let me look at my list here. I don't know if I had anything really else to talk about. I was gonna pull out my Kanan costume, but I think I'm gonna do a video where I like put together where I sourced everything from and where I got some things custom made. Because that was a
Awesome.
pretty expensive cosplay I did, my first like real cosplay, and it was yeah, I spent like a year sourcing and custom getting that thing made. So
Dude, same thing with the Star Killer. I had something planned kind of soon with like breaking down, and actually that's why I built the mannequin too, is to kind of throw on each individual piece as I review it, and then
yeah,
just like snap my fingers or something, and then it's on me, right? Doing the same kind of thing where like you do the breakdown. You
yeah, that'd
got
be
you got to
cool.
pay respects to the smaller business owners too and everything.
Yeah, there's a couple Etsy people that I got stuff from that I want to like make sure I shout out at least and put in the
Yeah,
video.
and cosplaying is an endeavor that uh, I found out the hard way, and toward the end of actually getting this costume made, is that you will always be adding to the costume. You will always
Yeah.
find room for improvement in a better material, a better way to customize it the way you want. Maybe I want battle damage here. It's not part of the character, but it's like for me, so people can distinguish me. It's
Hmm.
to each his own, and that's the coolest part about it, isn't
For
it?
me, it's I want to do like different versions of the same characters. Like if I could do a few different Supermans, and I could do I want to do like the season one Kanan Jarrus where he's got the full Mandalorian armor, like
Yes.
shoulder plate.
Yeah. I just recently at MegaCon, one of the mutuals on Instagram is the official fandom menace or whatever. He's like
Yeah,
one of the best Darth Maul
yeah,
cosplays.
I have follow him on Instagram. He's crazy.
Yeah,
I don't
he
know how long it
mainly
takes him to get ready, but he makes so many videos. I'm like, no way he has to
he
get ready so much. It's
he
crazy.
must get ready and then just film a crap ton.
I hope so.
But he
like
does he
like
does a
20 videos at a time or something.
and dude, they're all like sick too. But
Yeah.
he does like a Clone Wars season 7 Darth Maul mainly, but he also does the Phantom Menace
The
Darth Maul.
robot
Sweet.
legs are sick too. Like
Yeah.
not even just like everything else about his cosplay is good too.
Yeah, Manoa Crane, Ruler Maul, and him are like the top 3 Mauls I've ever seen
Cool.
in cosplay. But yeah, man, that's some dedication too. That's like, dude, that's like Jim Carrey levels of makeup, like
The
torture. Like
mask.
you, yeah, like or even like the Grinch. Like apparently he had like CIA torture
Yeah.
training when they were plucking the hairs. He's like smoking a cigarette and he's like hitting himself to distract himself. So like he said during an interview, there's like a kid that walked
Holy.
by and they see the Grinch like, hey, you know,
They should have put that in the movie.
they should have behind the scenes. Like those climbers that go up to his mountain. That's the first thing they see instead of
Yeah,
getting
the
scared off the
yodelers.
mountain. Yeah.
What a throwback. That's a good movie.
Yeah.
Jim Carrey's big now. I liked Sonic 3. That his dance scene in Sonic 3 is
I
forever
didn't
gonna be iconic.
I didn't see it, but I seen the first two, and man, I couldn't think of a different Robotnik. He crushes it.
Yeah, I didn't even see the second one. I just went to see the third one. And I don't really remember the first one, but I was just like, oh, Shadow the Hedgehog, and my friends wanted to go. I was like, I'll
Keanu
probably understand.
Reeves.
I'm sure the plot's not that hard to get. Like, I
Yeah,
know Sonic enough to get in there, and it was that was a way better movie than it needed to be.
that's a whole rabbit hole there you could go into.
Yeah, I'm not gonna keep talking about Sonic. I was gonna ask one last question though that I had because I did find it, but it's the
Sure.
like what Star Killer are you, and like what's the origins of that costume in the game? If you
Okay,
want to
so
describe it a little.
yeah, so this glove should give it away, but this is the Darth Starkiller, Lord
Do I got the right
Starkiller.
one in the thumbnail too?
You
Like,
did,
yeah,
yeah, you
you can
did.
see it in the thumbnail.
Let me put on some claws here. So essentially, not to be super nerdy, and waste your time with lore, but
Well, no, that's why I asked.
in the Force Unleashed 1 video game, you have the option of a light side and a dark side ending. And the entire video game, you're trying to collect these senators, behind Vader's back to basically spark the rebellion because you're like, I don't need Vader, F my dad, he's not cool enough kind of vibe. At the end of the game, you end up fighting Vader, wounding him to the point where you have the option of defeating Vader or he's already wounded and defeating Palpatine. Uh, it's not good either way you slice it.
Right.
If you choose to defeat Vader, which is the dark side ending, um, Palpatine's like, good, good, thank you for doing that. Now kill your friends. He's gonna make you do it anyways. And then you're like, what? And you're like, no, I'm gonna turn on him. So Palpatine ends up ruining your day, ruining your lunch, and you wake up on the surgery table where you basically fill Vader's shoes, which is unfortunate because
Yeah, so the
Vader was
Sith
right.
Star Killer outfit is like the Vader transformation, but for Galen Merrick's clone.
You end up you end up becoming Vader in the end if you think about it, because when you're first on the surgery table, the Sith Stalker, uh, you know, apprentice armor is like tan. You can see his like forearms and stuff like that. But later in the DLCs, the last one on Hoth, his armor is so close to Vader's. Right, he's got the flared helmet. His glove is like Anakin's. His
Yeah.
flight suit underneath is pretty close to Vader's too.
Yeah, well, the helmet, dude, like they're both samurai helmet. Like there's no way around it.
Yeah, and they got the Ubi's warrior like face mask with the grenade mouth and the T visor too. Um, but yeah, man, I don't know. Just growing up and playing The Force Unleashed, that character's always resonated with me, and that's sweet shirt. Yeah.
I got a little Vader all over here.
um, but yeah, man, I guess I'm pretty excited to cosplay this character because I spent a lot of time and money sourcing and making sure we're getting this right. In the end, it's not
Yeah, and you got
100%
friends that
perfect.
helped you with it, and
Yeah,
it's
and they,
pretty
they did
cool.
they did like such an amazing job. I was thinking about like commissioning like a professional like well-renowned like 20,000 follower prop maker or whatever to make it. But I'm like, dude, my friends are so talented. I'm gonna ask them because
Yeah.
I've seen some of the stuff they do, and it's crazy. Shout out actually in the chat, PMPS Den of Antiquities. He does some crazy cool 3D printing. Nick from CGS Props. I mean, I can go down the list. But yeah, a lot of hands in helping me get this and get it
Yeah.
right.
Yeah, I know
It's
Nick's helped you with the Star Killer a bunch, right?
Yeah, he does the painting, Max does the printing and sanding.
Oh,
Everybody had a
okay.
little
Sweet.
little piece of the pie. And it's sweet because I'm going to be repping that at conventions and being able to advertise that to them. Um, and even though it's not like 100% screen accurate, blah, 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 I have a custom damage mark on my armor piece in the other room that I had to send back to get fixed because I ran it over with my car. Because the first time I ever wore the outfit, I wore it at a Halloween party, and
You
I was
ran it
getting changed.
over.
I was getting changed outside. Yeah, and I just got the thing in too. I was so heartbroken. My sister was like, "You gotta wear it in front of everyone." I'm like, I'm not ready to wear it yet. It's not, the Velcro is not like sewn on the flight suit, and yeah, it was a mess that ended up turning into something. You know what? I think that damage mark ended up working because no one else has got that specific damage mark on that piece. People will know it's me walking around the convention. If not for the damage mark, the amazing paint job and whatnot.
Yeah.
I'm super
I don't think a
excited.
lot of people are going to be dressed up as the Great Star Killer. I haven't seen a lot anyway. I've seen a couple that are more like just the actual the normal where he kind of just has like the leather straps and like the chest or whatever, just like normal clothes basically.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, everybody has their own varying degrees making the costume. We've spent hours, into the morning talking about the details. This has to be there, this has to be that. Sourcing so many shops online to try to find references, photos, and stuff like that. Everybody's got their own version of the cosplay. So it'll never be 100% to the game. If it was 100% to the game, you couldn't cosplay it because under the suit, he's got surgically implanted Bacta lungs. He's missing his lower jaw, right? So you're not gonna be 100%
Yeah.
accurate to the character.
Yeah, that's pretty funny.
Yeah, there will always be
I met
upgrading
a guy
though.
who did a sweet like Malgus, like it's got like the jaw thing
The
and everything.
metal, yeah,
I think it's
sweet.
Malgus.
Malik, I think,
Malik,
right?
yeah.
Malik, yeah. Well,
Yeah,
Malgus
Malik.
has got he's got a lower half mask too that
Yeah.
he wears.
Whoever wears red and is bald with the
That's Malik, yeah.
yeah, okay. That's what I get them mixed. I get those two mixed up because of their names big time. And then I don't know those stories that well.
Yeah, I'm not really into the Old Republic Ward either, but yeah, man, that's I'm super excited to represent my friends and do all that, and with you too, go to convention, Kanan and Starkiller, just like in the thumbnail of this video here. That'd be
Yeah,
pretty sweet.
we're gonna have an epic battle where neither of us can see out of our helmets.
You're blind and I'm looking out of like a slit.
Yeah, that's maybe one thing I could improve on my Kanan is that it's a 3D printed piece, so I actually can't see out of it.
Yeah. There will always be room for improvements. You can get better pieces, better quality pieces. I have like LEDs on the life support system
Yeah,
on the back of Starkiller, but I've seen this really cool like vaporizer that people can get for like their props. It emits smoke. So I was gonna put like that in my helmet and like vent it. So because he's on Hoth and he's
like
breathing in like the
Steam.
cold caves. Yeah, so it was like cool if like smoke maybe comes out through his helmet or something like that. I don't know, something to look forward to. But
I'm trying to get my buddy to do the Human Torch, and I want him to have like some steam or something coming off him, just like an effect. Would be
yeah,
cool.
you can get cool like neopixel LEDs too that do like a scrolling that looks like a
I'm gonna
flame
get him
too.
like a glove or like a gauntlet that looks like he's on fire or something.
Yeah, yep. Even just like a little like LED hockey puck inside of like a thing of paper. It looks like fire,
Yeah, that's true.
to whatever degree you choose.
Hmm.
It's all part of the
Yeah, we
game.
don't need to go too crazy with it. We're like I said, it's like we're trying it for the first time, kind of a big jump in my first group cosplay. If we can all get it together, kind of thing with my friends.
It's the delusions of grandeur, and it's awfully rich too because I'm speaking on how this is my first like legit cosplay. I mean, we're talking about all the stuff we want to do and everything. But it's just fan excitement, at the end of the day.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm lucky that they made Ben Grimm like 6 foot instead of like 6'5", so I don't have to wear like giant stilts. I just need to
Yeah,
I need to get up like another like I'll be honest, like probably that much. Yeah, I'm pretty
yeah.
short, but
You
not that
you don't
short.
you don't want to be putting one of those like stilts that are like the Transformer costume stilts, like
Yeah,
that
I still want to
MegaCon
like
at
walk
Universal.
around and like look normal in my movements. I think would be nice.
They got that video of the dude cosplaying Bumblebee, and he's on like the 7 foot stilts, and he like falls over. It's like, oh, dude, I like it's so funny, but like I can only imagine the heartache he went through, like making all of those pieces, and it just
Or when Anthony Daniels falls over in that one
was it Attack of the Clones?
he like walks right into a green screen thing he couldn't even see. Like, oh my god.
He falls
And like
forward.
Ewan
Natalie,
McGregor and Natalie Portman are just like,
they're like,
oh my gosh.
yeah,
Yeah,
it's
that's
good
one.
stuff.
I think I put that in one of my videos. I have like some. I did the prequels where I went over the deleted scenes that are on Disney Plus.
Yeah, and R2 just like being remote controlled, just coming into frame and knocking into things, and
Yeah,
yeah, wholesome fun.
yeah. They always had issues with the R2 robots. I think that's funny. But anyways, that is all the questions I've got and all the talking we needed to do today. Thanks everyone for coming. Thank you, JT, for joining me.
Thanks for having me.
I missed January, had some stuff going on, so February is kind of the restart moment, and hope today was a lot of good news that everyone wanted to hear, and some this was a fun chat. Thanks for coming again.
We're professionally unprofessional.
That's kind of what I aim for. I strive for the unprofessionally professional.
No, man, thanks for having me on. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, right on. Okay, thank you everybody, and have a good day.